This lady that we keep talking about, it's never good news. It's always something ridiculous and absurd that this lady puts a foot in her mouth and looks worse and worse every single time. And I mean that physically. And I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend, Chelsea Handler.
She's the worst.
She is the worst.
The worst.
You know, it's cute when you're 24 talking about, hey, I'm hot, I'm doing this thing. It ain't cute when you're 50, boo. I said, you know, one time she was giving a whole thing as I wake up at 8 a.m.
No, it was like 10 or 11. Like,
oh, no, she wakes up at 8 a.m. She
smokes,
drinks, smokes, does some drugs, masturbates, go back to bed, wakes up, takes more drugs, and carries on without her date and does whatever she wants. I go, are you a woman or are you me when I'm 19 in college? So here's a video of the latest thing with Chelsea Handler trying to convince, quote unquote, her ex-boyfriend, 50 Cent, there's more on that to come,
she won't let that go.
that she'll sleep with him if he changes his vote away from Trump.
Well, thanks.
Here's her talking to Jimmy
You just
Fallon.
solidified his vote for Trump.
go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Audio.
Let's play.
You heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah,
How
what's
he
going on
tweeted
between
about
you?
it?
I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said he was your favorite ex-boyfriend and then what does he do? He's supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, isn't a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cent to 20 cent. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, you know, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind and publicly denounces Donald Trump. I might be willing to go for another spin, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
no thank
There
you.
is so much to unpack there.
You mean how racist she
There's
is?
racist right there. There's sexist right there. There is offering sex for a vote right there.
Prostitution.
There's just some inaccuracy in the tax code right there.
Yeah.
There's so many things we can talk about with Chelsea Handler. We're all going to have a chance to talk about this. But let's let 50 Cent use his own words about why he's considering voting for Donald J. Trump. Let's play the clip about how 50 Cent talks about blacks identifying with Trump. We have that?
Yeah.
Their election. So, have you made a decision about who you're
I'm
going to
not
support?
sure how to answer that question, to be honest with you.
Have you made a decision?
I haven't.
What do you see as the significance of African American men in this election? Thank you, everybody. For both of you.
I see them identifying with Trump
Why do you say that?
because they got RICO charges.
There's the okay. So there's that clip. Thank you. And then obviously, we don't have to look too far. There's a clip of Joe Biden sort of playing the race game, playing the race card, talking about
You ain't black.
if you're thinking about voting for Donald Trump, you ain't black. So hold on for 1 sec. Back up. Yep. Hit the volume. Play this clip.
Talk, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see
Take
you.
a look at my record, man. I
Okay.
extended the voting rights.
So there it is right there. So
He's a
we know
whip.
what Joe Biden doing, sort of the identity politics thing. We just saw 50 Cent say it in his own words. Yeah, I think that black guys are actually coming around to Trump. And then you have woke, feminist, angry, just wild, outrageous woman trying to sell her 50-year-old body sex. By the way, she dated, quote-unquote, ex-boyfriend. She dated him for 2 months in 2011. I think we all know what happens when you date for 2 months. He's hitting it for a little bit, and then he goes, yeah, I'm good on that, and never hits her back.
Oh. And she hasn't shut up about it in the last 15 years.
Exactly.
She's upset.
And we all know my history with Chelsea Handler. We've gone back and forth where she's like, oh, you know, you think you're an alpha. I'm a real alpha. I said, listen, no dude wants an alpha woman. Like, it's just not a thing. It's just, she's a disaster. But now she's trying to, like, use sex appeal to 50 Cent as if that's going to sway his vote. She talked about the 62% tax code in New York. That's actually what it comes out to. If you're in the highest tax bracket, and plus you're paying the New York state tax, and plus you're paying the city tax, and then how dare her say, well, he should think of other people instead of his own pocketbooks. Everyone is entitled to vote for a fucking reason that they want to vote for somebody. So there's so many different things going here. Colby, before I lose my fucking shit right now, let's address Chelsea Handler, this soon-to-be 50-year-old, single, unmarried, a childless, angry woman trying to use sex appeal to try to convince 50 Cent to change his vote away from Trump to have sex with her. Like, that's the bargaining chip.
Yeah.
What's the...
Yeah, that's nasty. It's despicable. I mean, everybody knows with Joe Biden, the lights are on, but nobody's home. So, he's literally a flesh puppet pushing the woke agenda, and it's all bullshit. And I'm not talking about the shit that's dripping down his legs every time he's shitting at these conferences. So, anybody that advocates for Joe Biden, like, you have to have a literally mental check with that person. Like, is that person, like, sane? Like, that's nasty. Like, the fact that she's out there advocating for him, like, it's probably higher than 62% taxes. Like, I'm getting taxed 40% to drive these roadways, the 7% sales tax, all these different taxes. It's such a high number. Like, anybody that thinks that Joe Biden's the savior for the economy is literally just blinded by the propaganda.
And this goes back to the whole abortion thing. Okay, Chelsea Handler, by the way, at this point, she's probably not going to be able to have an abortion. She's a 49-year-old woman that's kind of past her prime. But these are who the women are listening to. The Chelsea Handlers. No dude's listening to Chelsea Handler.
I don't think
No
she's
dude
got a
is
big
changing his
audience.
vote for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
No.
But women actually listen to these women.
Oh, God.
Laura, the identity politics and the race baiting. How offended are you?
No, I can't stand that. And you know what the craziest thing is? How often is Trump called racist? And truly, outside of that whole some good people on both sides that was taken out of context, what has he said that is racist? They literally spew racism all the time. I can't even fathom these things coming out of their mouths, and nobody checks on them. Like what Chelsea Handler said on like the Jimmy Fallon show. So it wasn't even like a little private thing. Like, oops, I said that and nobody was supposed to hear it. Nobody cares that she's saying, well, first of all, you can't, you're black, or have you noticed lately you're black, or whatever it is. Same thing, obviously, that Biden said on the Breakfast Club. These things are so grossly racist, and yet somehow Trump and conservatives are the racist ones. I don't get it.
But she has the argument that she's a comedian, so she can.
Oh, well,
use
in that
as
case, so is Trump. He's the funniest guy I know. He's a comedian. All these things he says. I don't honestly fine though. Give me receipts on stuff that he said that is racist, because they spew racism all the time. I just don't get how, the right got pinned as like this racist kind of situation. I don't know. But no, I think she's gross. I think she's super gross. I've never liked her. Can't stand her even more now. I don't like any female comedian. Schumer is gross. Kathy Griffin is gross. Sarah Silverman is gross. They're all gross. I don't know. I think I'm funny, but I'm never going to be a comedian.
But when are you running for some sort of congresswoman?
Can I tell you? I hate politics. I'm like with my local board in my city.
I thought you were passionate.
I'm in my city, and I am, but I had to sit through one city council meeting, and I said, never again. This is disgusting, and I cannot stand it. And it's all corrupt and gross. So no, not a fan. No.
But
thank
if
you.
AOC can do it, I mean, how hard can it be?
Oh no, I'm not
Anybody
saying.
can do it.
Oh, let me be clear. I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm saying I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And also, I like a
What
level
if
of
they need you to do
anonymity.
it? What if we need someone like you on the board? And
I appreciate.
Yeah, what if
appreciate
you're
that,
the
but-
key to the future of
Yeah.
all the women,
all the
and
women?
the kids and
The anti-
future generations?
The anti-handler. That's the platform.
anti-handler.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
thing we can't stand about Chelsea Handler, I am literally the antithesis of that. Because if I were to stay my day, it looks nothing like what her day.
But my
I hope
whole
not.
situation is, why don't more women speak up about this? Because
try.
for every Laura Padrino that's out there saying this, there's literally millions of women that's like, yay Chelsea, yay AOC. Why do they fall for this trap?
I don't
I think
You're
they're
absolutely right.
coming.
If Trump said anything like this,
Yeah.
if you ain't white and you don't vote for Trump, then you ain't white.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Could you believe what happened with that? But Joe Biden can say you ain't black.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not Latino and you don't vote for Marco Rubio, then you ain't Latino. What?
Yep.
If you're not Jewish, like the identity politics thing is so disgusting to me. Whereas, everyone should be able to vote for how they feel about their
what
candidate, not
aligns
for
with
your
your
race
morals.
or your religion or whether you're a man or a woman. Like, everyone should have the ability to vote based on how they identify in the world. Like, not identify, but like, here's who I am. I'm voting this way. I've had Larry Elder on the podcast, on the PBD podcast.
Love him.
Black man running for the governor of California.
Yeah.
He was told that he shouldn't vote for Republicans because he's black. We all know that Thomas Sowell talks about this. Candace Owens talks about this. The whole identity politics of, if you're black, you have to vote for this. Then how do you ever institute change?
Yeah.
How do you ever institute change? So to me, it's so disgusting, but only, and let's call it like it is, only the left can do it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They also kind of close the mics for the women who kind of come up and speak about the different side. When that whole phase, when the elections were going on, there were influencers that spoke up on their political beliefs, and brands dropped them because of it.
It's true.
So as much as it's, where are the women that can talk about some of these areas?
Yeah.
Well, some of these women who have the influence, who have the power, they were shut down. Deals, budgets were cut. So as much as it's like, where are the ladies? It's like the ladies who don't really have that audience now have to come and speak because they don't have much to lose because they're not big on the internet. I've seen influencers, brand deals with Revlon and all these big brands cut.
Do you remember?
Cut.
There was one that had a deal with Sephora. She was cut. Now she created her own line,
Exactly.
Elevate, yes, which I have actually purchased their
You bring up
lipstick
a
and it's
great
good.
point.
Yeah.
And the only thing
we
I
get
would say with
canceled.
that is, I think we're on the tail end of cancel culture this time around.
Now we are. And
Yes.
now you're
In
seeing a
2020,
rise of women.
It was the perfect storm. It was COVID. It was the January 6th stuff. It was the election. It was just it was the perfect storm where big tech stepped in and they were like, shut it down. Denialism right there.
Right.
Talking about, the jab, everything with that. So
Censorship
is real. Shadow banning is real.
Yeah.
They're going to have a really hard time doing it this time because we're hip to the game at this point. So,
No.
Actually,
Chelsea, we see you. Your influence is waning and hopefully nobody's listening. Whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.